I'd like to talk to you now and teach you a little bit about EFT, the Emotional Freedom Technique. This was developed back in the 1990s by a Dr. Gary Craig. A 4-part series. Each part can be worked separately or all together as one whole session. We'll go over it bit by bit. What this is, a point stimulation. It works very similar to acupuncture, only without the needles. Now each part of the point stimulation exercise, also known as tapping, is centered around a phrasing, and this phrasing is very important. By designing a simple phrase and saying it while continually tapping on various points, stimulates these points of the body. So let's see how we develop our phrases and what it's all about. When designing the phrase, there are 2 goals to achieve. Acknowledge the problem, the negative cognition, and accept yourself in spite of that. Okay, and we do this by, the first step is the affirmation. And we say this 3 times by tapping the various points. We start off with, even though I have. We add in our negative cognition. Then we complete the phrase with, I deeply and completely accept myself. So we acknowledge the negative cognition and we accept ourselves in spite of it. All right, this is very important, and it's very important we use that negative cognition. That is the workhorse. That's what we're working on. Okay, so the phrase would go similar to this. Even though I have this negative cognition, I deeply and completely accept myself. Now, sometimes we may notice that not all of our cognition problems fit neatly into that little package. So we have to change that phrasing around just a little bit. But still keep in mind, this phrasing is very important. That you can use on their own or all together in one sequence. What I'm going to do is start us off on the hand. And I'm going to use a very simple phrase of, let's say, one of the things that really make us anxious is stage fright. So I'm going to use stage fright in our first setup. Okay, so our setup phrase is, even though I have stage fright, I am deeply and completely satisfied with myself. Now where we're going to use this, we're going to start off with the first part, which is your gamut point. Dr. Craig calls it the KC point, the karate chop point. So I may be referring to the KC or karate chop as we go along. And what we do with this, we take and we tap between the fleshy part and the bone of the hand, right? Now don't clench your hand or anything, just leave it loose and tap on it gently. Or you can even tap on it like that, just as long as you're getting that point, okay? So the phrase goes, even though I have stage fright, I am deeply and completely satisfied with myself. Even though I have stage fright, I am deeply and completely satisfied with myself. Even though I have stage fright, I am deeply and completely satisfied with myself. We do that 3 times. Then the next points that we go to are points on the finger. And what they are would be between the knuckle and the fingernail, where the fingernail comes, all right? And just tap on it. And we bring that right down to the cognition point, the stuck point. So it's stage fright. And we tap on that. Then we go to the next finger. Same thing, right? Between the knuckle and the fingernail, stage fright. Stage fright. Now when we get to the ring finger, the actual point is on the other side. You can switch if you want, but it gets confusing. It's not necessarily really even needed. So what we'll do, just to keep a flow, we stay on the same side, all right, and just hit the same point. Stage fright, stage fright. And again, like I said, between the knuckle and the fingernail. Right? And we do this about 4 or 5 times. Stage fright, 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 stage fright. After about the 4th or 5th time, then go back to. Even though I have stage fright, I am deeply and completely satisfied with myself. Even though I have stage fright, I am deeply and completely satisfied with myself. Even though I have stage fright, I am deeply and completely satisfied with myself. Stage fright, stage fright, stage fright, stage fright, stage fright. We can do that as many times until our anxiety level of stage fright goes down, and you will notice that it will go down. There's also, before I click off of that, one other thing. So when you're in public and you don't want people seeing you doing this, you can keep it discreet, hold it down, you know, where people can't see it, or you can take and you can rub. All right, so you just rub them together. Stage fright, stage fright, stage fright, stage fright, stage fright. And you can hold your hands down, just keeping that phrase in your mind all the time as you're going along. Now the next phase utilizes the head and the upper torso. And as I have in the diagram, shows the various points of where you tap on that, okay? And so one of the points is the top of the head. And again, don't beat yourself, just tap gently. So right on the top of the head, and that you say your stuck point issue, stage fright. The next point, just below, and I'll take my glasses off for this, just between the nose and the eyebrow, right on the bone, tap gently, 2 fingers, stage fright. Next part is right here on the bony part of the corner of the eye, stage fright. The bony part right under the eye, stage fright. The portion here between the nose and the upper lip, tap gently, stage fright. Next point is right here in the crease of the bottom lip, stage fright. Now the next point here, there are several ways you can do it. You can use your fingers right at the V, okay, of the collarbone, tap it, stage fright. What I like to do is use my open hand, and then this way I know I'm hitting the right spot, and just tap it, stage fright. And the next part is right along with the, in line with the nipple. Some women it may be harder. And the bony part of the armpit here, right? And again, right along in line with the nipple, just tap that, stage fright. Go that round again, stage fright, 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 stage fright. Okay, simple as that. And again, that you can do with the finger tap or without. The other part of it that is important, however, is using your phrase. So start with, get in the habit of starting with, even though I have stage fright, I am deeply and completely satisfied with myself. Even though I have stage fright, I am deeply and completely satisfied with myself. Even though I have stage fright, I am deeply and completely satisfied with myself. You can skip the finger point, stage fright, 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 stage fright. You can do that as many times as you need. You can use the gamut point, the KC point between each round, or do 5 rounds and then return to the gamut point, whichever is easiest for you. Now, here again, here's another one that you can use in with the sequences, or you can use separately. It can be used when you're in a crowd, you don't want people seeing you doing that. And that is with the eyes. And this is working the left brain, right brain portion of your brain. All right. So what this consists of is closing our eyes, opening our eyes, looking down hard to the left, then back center, looking down hard to the right, back center, all the time keeping your head as still as possible. Okay, then we take our eyes and we roll them clockwise all through our peripherals, and then counterclockwise all through our peripherals. We will take and we will hum a happy little tune, 5 seconds, 2 to 5 seconds. So, okay, and then we count rapidly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can do the eye roll sequence again, or you don't have to. But you can do that whole sequence. Close your eyes, open your eyes, look hard down to the left, hard down to the right, roll your eyes through the peripherals, roll them back through the peripherals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you can repeat that as many times as you want. Again, we can use that as part of our tapping sequences. We can use all of our sequences all in one, and that sometimes is used to use all of them. Is sometimes used for our really, really hard stuck points that we have a hard time getting rid of. Something that's more deeper than just simple stage fright. So I hope you understand this exercise, and I hope you utilize it. And you can do this with group. You can do this with family. Get your family involved. It looks goofy. You can have fun. But be serious while you're doing that. Be serious about your stuck point. Okay? Even though I have flashbacks from Vietnam, I'm deeply and completely satisfied with myself. Work with your therapist on phrasing that. Okay? And you'll be surprised. This is another one of those. It looks goofy, but it works.